I'm not seeing us on YouTube, so hopefully we're live out there.
Um, it says you're live. Yeah,
All right, I'll trust the process then.
I think so. I don't know. Who knows? Uh,
Oh, I see us now. Hey,
there
there
we
we
are.
go. Maybe it was just on a mega delay.
Do you think it's on a delay? Please tell us if we're on a delay. Like I said, it's going to be hit or miss. It's going to be hit or miss. All right. I'm
That's
trying to
just the
get
way we gotta do it.
I'm just trying to get it up on my phone, but it's not working. So, oh well. Oh, here we go.
Hmm,
I'm live. Let's see.
we're good. We're golden, baby.
Oh well. Oh, here we go. I'm live. Oh, so it was delayed.
We're good. We're golden, baby. Apparently, yes.
Oh, so it was delayed. It sounds good.
Apparently, yes.
All right, whatever. Just scratch everything that I just discussed from the record.
All
at the
right,
be-
it's gone. It's out
at
of
the
my head.
beginning.
I
All
don't
right.
need it anymore.
We knew we were going to have some snafus, but here, if we're just joining us, welcome in. Um, I hope everyone's doing well. We have Blink here on the show, and Blink. Let's get into it here. I think it's going to be important because you're on a few shows, a few podcasts, and this is all about you, buddy. This is all
Oh,
about
come
you.
on now.
So, in this instance, I'm going to be the pitcher, and you're going to be the catcher. Okay,
All right, all right.
all
Let's
right.
do that.
So this is how it's going to work out here. Um, so anyway, I have a first a segment here. Let's see if we can get it up here. Oh wait, we have a segment here. It's fact or fiction. Fact or fiction. This is about you, buddy. All right. This
Okay.
is this
All
is
right.
about you. Okay. So, fact or fiction. You are a co-host on
Uh,
not one but two podcasts.
This is fact, confirmed fact. I don't know if you want me to elaborate into what those shows are or if those will become future fact or fiction
No,
questions.
this is it. This is we're going into it. We're rolling into it. So
All right.
here we go. So are you? You were on two podcasts. Let's go into it. So
Yes,
you have one that is Polykill, right?
I do. Yes. So I'm a co-host of Polykill, long-running show, a show that is focused really, it's designed to help you feel encouraged to play through your backlog. It's a games beating focused show.
Mm-hmm.
So myself and my co-host Trav, we every other week, fortnightly, as the kids say, we talk about everything that we beat in the last 2 weeks, and then we talk about everything that we're currently playing and working on, just kind of like a gaming journal. And then, importantly, and I think kind of necessary to the spirit of the show,
Mm-hmm.
is that we solicit the games that our listenership has also finished, and we kind of celebrate the big hitters and pick and choose some select beats out of the crowd there to gas people up and give them a little extra kudos, a little pat on the back for the video gaming work that they did. So it's a very communal show, very celebratory, and hopefully gets you digging back into the games you have to see them through.
Now, I do have a question about the your co-host, so to speak. Uh, is he derogatory to you in any way? Is there any type of harsh criticism on your part? Are you safe? Do you feel safe working with Trevor? I forget his name, but anyway, do you feel safe?
Well, there's ongoing litigation that has not fully cleared,
Okay.
so I'm not going to give specifics, but I can give general specifics, which is to say, by most but not all legal definitions, he is courteous and respectful.
Okay. Well, good. And then you're on another one with two other handsome fellas.
Oof.
Two other handsome
hunks.
fellas, and that is Indie Quest. That's correct, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
correct.
what's that all about?
That one's also fortnightly. Show's called Indie Quest, and that is a celebration, as the name implies, of all things indie games. So I know here on the Mr. Mullet Gaming program, this is largely a retro affair, and I'm a retro head myself. I
Hmm.
appreciate a great retro game, but I also get down with many an enjoyable modern game, and that includes indies, which tends to be where I find most of my modern favorites. It's the indie space where I think a lot of the creativity is, and that's where I tend to gravitate my modern gaming time towards. So, me and the boys, every episode, every couple of weeks, we each play through and bring a single indie game.
Hmm.
It doesn't have to be from the current year. It can be from the entire history of video games, but it has to be an indie video game. And then we each bring it to the show and kind of do a mini review. It's not a long, in depth video essay, but it's like a 15, 20 minutes. Here's the highlights. Here's our impression. And we round that out by saying at the end, kind of our sort of a wrap up to each of those reviews is assigning it a place on what we call the quest log.
Oh,
The
yeah.
quest log is a huge running list. It's a giant parchment scroll of every game we've ever brought to the show, and it's divided into the main quest and the side quest, which is basically just like the 2 thumbs up versus the 1 thumb up list of games. And so we're building that quest log to be kind of a recommendation list of indies that we think other people should check out for various reasons, which is why we make the quest log available to everybody. You can find it at indiequestpod.com. And yeah, it's just us celebrating and hyping up all the awesome work by independent creators.
Yeah, and I think it's important too, especially when you look at all the indie games that are out there that really don't get too much love. And I think
Yeah.
you're appropriate in giving the love, and it's a fantastic show. So, what's I know this can go on for a while, but what's your favorite indie game? What's your favorite indie game?
I mean, my favorite indie game is also my favorite game of all time, which is at this point pretty easily Outer Wilds. I think that
Really?
game is phenomenal from like a gameplay perspective. It's got some of the most like clever and unique puzzle mechanics. It's my kind of puzzle solving, which is that it does not hold your hand. It's more about discovery and intuition and like experimentation. It's you learn the rules as you play, but the rules always applied, which is something I really like in a puzzle game. And then on top of that, it's got this just incredible narrative it's about like everything. It's almost hard to describe, but it's about our place in the universe. It's about how we can feel content with what we accomplish in life. It's about legacy and what we leave for those that come after.
Mm-hmm.
It's about squaring your ambition versus your limitations. It's about so many other things too. So it was just like it was an eye-opening game when I played it. I literally haven't stopped thinking about it since 2019 when I first checked it
Really?
out. Yeah,
Wow.
really, really left a craterous impact on me.
Wow. Wow. I must check it out now. You've drawn me to it. Right.
Oh, I hope you like it. It's funny. I don't know if you do this. Maybe you are a little more open, but
Mm-hmm.
I like it so much that I almost don't usually recommend it to people. It's one of those things where there is a little bit of friction to get started. Like there's some control issues and it's a spacefaring game, so you need to kind of grapple with flying a ship in three-dimensional space, which can feel a little unintuitive with all the
Mm-hmm.
space physics and orbit mechanics and stuff. So I actually don't usually recommend it because I find when I do, a lot of people try it on my recommendation, bounce off before they hit the parts that really mattered to me, or hit those parts and they don't leave the impact that they did on me. And so I usually instead just wait for people to find the game on their own, and then I like slide into their DMs and I'm like, let's talk about Outer Wilds because I love this game so much. But all that to say, if you're intrigued, please do play it. I would love to talk to you about it. Just
Absolutely.
yeah.
Nice. Okay. A fact or fiction. You recently went to Japan and had lunch with Shigeru Miyamoto.
Ooh, I'm gonna call this faction because it has an element of truth and an element of a lie.
Okay.
Shigeru Miyamoto came to my house.
I see.
I didn't go to Japan.
I
Yeah,
see.
Yeah, he came here because he wanted to talk to me about, he's struggling with ideas for Pikmin 5, and he's just like, Steve,
That's his
let's
thing.
let's dish, okay? Let's dish. And I was like, well, buddy, it's mostly you got to stop paying so much attention to the damn Mario movie, all right? The thing
Yeah,
is, it's out there and
tell
done
you.
with, all right? Get back to the Pikmin. So,
Well, hypothetically, say for instance there were no translation issues. Maybe you have you speak fluent Japanese. Maybe you are able to, have a good interpreter. Say for
yeah.
instance you did have lunch with Shigeru Miyamoto. What
Mm.
what would you talk to him about? Top says you attract high tiered people here. You keep Mario's name out of your mouth, he says. Look at that.
Oh,
Fighting words.
oh my. Well, every word Top has ever said to me was a fighting word, so this doesn't surprise me. If I could have, honestly, if I could have lunch with Miyamoto, I'd other than maybe asking him to sign some stuff, which is like a bit crass and a bit rude, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I could deny the opportunity. Um, if I were to meet him, I would want to talk to him about whatever he wants to talk about. Like, this is a dude with so, like, decades and decades of unbelievably unique experience, being like a foundational pillar
Oh yeah.
building an industry. And I would want to know from him, from his perspective, what parts mattered, right? Like, we know the games you've worked on, we know like the end products, but like, tell me about the stories in the in between that people don't really get to talk about because it was just part of kind of more of a corporate process. I think he would have a lot to share on what got him to where he is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you think that would, in hindsight, do you think that would be an very awkward conversation, though? I mean,
Mm,
and this is from someone that's coming from you were over there. It seemed like you said the people were pretty nice, but you think just with backgrounds and generation gap, it would probably be an awkward conversation overall.
honestly, yeah, probably. I mean, I'm fine with some small talk. I can make conversation with whoever,
But
but
a legend
I don't.
like that, a legend.
I
Like,
yeah, I don't really. I kind of have a don't meet your heroes, and not even because like I don't want to like ruin my image of them by learning that they're kind of a jerk or anything like that. Literally, just like, I don't need to talk to you one on one to appreciate what you did. Like, we don't need to be friends in order for me to be grateful for what you've put out into the world. So I don't really have like a strong ambition to
yes.
meet all these people that I respect. But, you know, circumstances being what they are, somebody invited me to a dinner and he happened to be there, and then they had to run out for a medical emergency, so it's just he and I sitting at the
Mm-hmm.
table chowing on a shared plate of fettuccine alfredo. Like, obviously I'll talk to the guy.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it would be. I don't know. I don't know if I would talk to him. I would sit there in silence, and then stare at him. Maybe stare through his soul. I don't know. Maybe I could be. maybe make an awkward situation more awkward.
Sure, yeah, just really draw out that silence. I respect it.
Yeah. So nice. All right. Fact or fiction?
Mm.
You were once a couch commentator for a Games Done Quick event.
Wow, you dug into my history, buddy.
I did some research.
You've done your research. I respect this. I don't even know where you would have found that. This is true. Yes, I was not the runner, to be clear, so I don't want to
Right.
like have too much stolen valor here. But for a time, I was quite into speedrunning the game Eco on PS2.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, I was speedrunning the PS3 version because that is one of my favorite games of all time, and I think it's quite the underrated speedrun. And friend of mine, fellow speedrunner, near world record holder at the time. I think he was the world record. He was the second place to the world record holder at the time. He was invited to run Eco on stage, and so I was lucky enough to be part of his couch commentary with the very talented Ruby Hart, hyping people up and explaining what makes the Eco speed run so interesting, which is a really cool experience because One, I've been watching those events since 2012. I really love
Mm-hmm.
Games Done Quick events. Me and my wife pretty much take the week of every Games Done Quick event off just to watch it. And Summer Games Done Quick, if you didn't know, is in my backyard. It's in
Yeah.
Minneapolis and has been for many years. So not only is it like nice to go to the event that's right there, but also I was able to room and board him for his run and bring him out to the event. So worked out perfect.
Very cool. So I don't know if you've noticed, but the top is ornery tonight, and if you see, I have a bandana on, which is kind of well, it's always been my trademark, but I think someone stole it from me personally. So is this a
Mm,
bandana tribute or is it mocking? That's what he asked, and I'm going to say it's both. It's
yeah,
both.
it's a little bit of, you do more of the wide bandana around the top of the head. I've always been more of a folded
Well,
band, so there's
well, if
room for
we,
both of us.
I was thinking if we had enough time, I would like, if we have enough time, maybe we won't even get into this game. I don't know, but maybe you could show us how to fold a proper bandana. Maybe, how about this? Maybe that might be for next time. Maybe because I think this is
Mm,
going well enough that I might have you back. And then
buddy, I'd be happy to come back and
and then
give
we have
the
Matt
folks a
Kuo
lesson.
who's laughing over here. We got the old Matt. Welcome in. Right.
Howdy, Matt.
I do want to ask you what now prior um to you running this game or anything like that. I wasn't too sure. I'm not too familiar with eco. If you could explain it just a little bit, I think that would be helpful, especially to me because I'm not familiar with the game.
Yeah, it originally came out on PS2. It is the first game by Team Ico, or what most people will know as Fumito Ueda, who's the game director, who went on to make Shadow of the Colossus, which is his bigger and more, I think, generally beloved work, even though I like Ico a little bit more. And it is a very minimalist game. There's almost no dialogue, and on a first playthrough, what little dialogue there is in a language you can't understand. So it's all just environmental exploration, ambiance, puzzle solving vibes, escorting this woman through a castle without even
Hmm.
fully understanding who she is or why she's in danger. It's a type of game that you play it and you can tell that there's just something to it. Like it just resonates in a way that's almost intangible. And
Hmm.
it went on to be a very influential game. It inspired a lot of people. It like pretty famously inspired Miyazaki at FromSoft. He cites Ico as one of his big inspirations for the way that the Souls worlds feel, how they have like this energy to them. So yeah, just it really struck me at the time when I first played it because it was so unique, and it every time I replay it, I just find some other little detail to appreciate about the game. It was so ahead of its time.
Oh yeah,
So
really
good.
cool. So what's a good time? What's your best time, and what's the world record so far? Or I don't know if you've kept up to with it. Oh, we're doing some research now.
I want to give you the exact seconds, buddy. I'm not going to lie to you. I remember the high level details. So we go by in-game time is the definitive measure.
Mm-hmm.
My in-game time is a 1:29:10. So 1 hour,
Jeez,
29
that's a
minutes,
long
10
speed
seconds.
run.
It is a long speed run, yes. And the world record is a 1:27:59. So I'm just a minute over the world record in my personal time.
Mm.
And I would love to go back to this game someday and grind out some runs. So
I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe.
my time with it isn't over. We're just on a bit of a hiatus.
Well, maybe some future streams, huh? How about that?
Absolutely.
And one more
I'd
fact or
love it.
fiction question for you here.
Sure.
The hardest game that you ever played was Altered Beast. Ooh, I knew it. You knew I was going to bring it up.
Mm. I, I mean, it's a pretty damn hard game. Now, let me just say, all right, let me hijack the airwaves here to re-air my grievances. All right, I
Put you
came
on the
out there.
spot.
I came out there and I said, Altered Beast is kind of a hard game. and a bunch of chuckleheads and jabronis in the
I would.
Polykill Discord were
I,
like,
I
"Hey,
wouldn't know who that would be. Top
yeah, like this
me.
game is it's easy." And I'm like, "Prove it, play through the game." And sure enough, my phone lights up with a bunch of people beating the game, and I'm like, "Damn, I suck." Okay, apparently I'm no good at this game. And then I find out that half of you are going into the options and pumping up the number of lives and lowering the difficulty. Half of you using save states to get through. And
Oh
it's
no
like
no
on your
no
own time, that's fine. Use save
no
states, have
no
your
no
fun.
no
But if you're
no.
coming to the
Mm-mm.
king and you're
Nope.
gonna say
Nope.
that it's an easy game, do it raw, all right?
Mm-mm.
Do it
I
earnestly.
did it raw. Top's done it raw. Now I don't know about Trav. I think it's hard for him to beat a lot of games, but whew, we did it, buddy. We did it.
Come
We
on.
did it.
Give
We did
me
it.
help my ego a little bit. At least tell me it's a little bit hard.
Matt Kuo says it's a legit hard game if you play it legit. And Matt Kuo's been playing some tough games. So, yes, you got to do it. Never played a.
Oh,
Yeah, Puma Beast is young.
brutal.
Just use
Puma
save
got me.
states, Puma.
Puma
Come on,
got me.
buddy. No raw for me. No way. Oh, gosh. And Top, he didn't beat it legit. So, the game isn't good enough to skip. Yes. Yeah, Top was crying over here. We'll do that. We'll do it. All right. Well, let's move on to. Okay. We'll let you calm down for a little bit. Move on to, and we're gonna do it. Some tough questions. We're doing some tough questions now. We're getting to the
Oh,
meat and potatoes.
oh my God!
We're,
Altered Beast wasn't the meat or the
no, it was
potatoes.
not. We're not.
Was that the broth? Was that the veggies?
We're actually going to have some in-depth discussions here because this is very
Okay.
serious. This is a very serious show, as you can tell. I'm dressed to the T. I'm dressed to go to church in the morning, right? So
You are.
in my bandana. Okay, all right, we'll get into it. So let's talk. So streaming. What first
Yeah.
got you interested in streaming? Now you've been streaming for how long now?
A little over 5 years. So technically, my very first stream was also for a speed run, but I wouldn't consider myself like a streamer at that time. I was speedrunning a different game called All Was Awakening, and I just wanted to stream the runs. That was back in like 2017. But
Hmm.
first time I ever actually like pressed the go live button saying like I'm going to stream for people for the purposes of entertainment was in 2020. It was in June 2020, which was my birthday.
Okay.
And my wife was not in the house. She was like unavailable. And I was like, well, she's not around. I got nothing else going on today. I want to play a game that I love, and why not stream it? So I popped in Dark Cloud, which is a PS2 game I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
And started up a stream of that. And then I just what I did is I told myself I wanted to prove to myself I could stick with it because I had a couple other friends at the time who were kind of interested in streaming, and there was a little bit of a shared momentum. Like let's all prove to ourselves that we can stick to a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked 3 days a week, and I picked a time, and I decided no matter what my mood is, I'm gonna try to keep streaming those times for a year. And it was a good excuse to play through a bunch of stuff in my backlog and play some games I've wanted to play for a long time. And so, I streamed Dark Cloud, and then I streamed Soul Blazer, and then I streamed a bunch of
Soul
horror
Blazer's
stuff. And then a year turned into 2 years, turned into now 5 years, and we're still. I'm gonna say we're still going strong. The streams have been a little lighter, more like 2 times a week. The last year or so, 2 years really, ever since I had my kid. But I still really enjoy it. I like all the people there, and it's still a good excuse to play some games. So I just kind of consider it part of my life now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely here. What am I saying? Top says here, he says I'm just stalking. Top, come on, buddy. This is Chat GPT. You can type anything in. This is where I got all this information. How I wrote my dissertation.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So going into some of, we all have different streaming styles, content creation, whatever, just set aside. I think one of the things here, you essentially play games no one is interested in. Would you say that's your thing, or what's with this? What's going on here?
I would. That's kind of fair, and that comes in a couple of different. That you've walked into the right ice cream parlor, but there are a few flavors on the menu of that. So, yes, I like to try to stream things that you can't find very many other places on the internet. So that might be like console libraries you can't really see elsewhere. Like I've streamed the game.com, I've streamed the CDI, stuff like that. Or I like to stream games that not a lot of people know, either because they're just relatively obscure and you have to do a lot of research to find out that they're worth playing, or maybe it's games that people don't think are worth playing. But I tend to be the type of person that finds the fun in whatever I play, so it can be a lot of fun to play stuff that other people either are disgusted by or aren't interested in, and find what makes it enjoyable. And I just find, I don't know, you let me know if you disagree with this. You're a streamer. I find that people are more interested in the games they know less about. Everybody has played Mario, everybody has played Super Metroid. And so if you stream that and you don't have like a hook, you don't have like a compelling reason for people to come, they're kind of like, yeah, sure, I've seen that, whatever. But if I'm streaming, Trevor McFur in the Crescent Galaxy on
Here
Atari
we go.
Jaguar,
Here we go.
people are going to say, well, hold up a minute. What the heck is this? What's going on? Or if I'm streaming like, a random Dora the Explorer game on GBA, someone's going to be like, wait a sec. Do I need to care about this Dora the Explorer game? Is this game legit? Is this good? So it gets the eyeballs in. It gets their attention. Yeah, I streamed the new one. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, no, it doesn't really matter. No one comes by my stuff, so. And if they do, they're not paying attention. So I could. That's the beauty of having a low viewer base, because no one cares, right? No one cares, but it's fine. It's okay. Okay. Scrapyard dog. Yeah, you're right. No, that's not going to happen. So,
Tops is anti SEO, which is very true, Top, because Twitch has no SEO as it is, and so why try to game the system?
Well, I mean, speaking of, we have people chatting in, right? You have chats. I have some people, and what would you say that's something unique about your viewer base or your community culture? I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to do that. The wacky
that I know exactly what all their bedtimes are. I know exactly when Top goes to bed based on my streams. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. I mean,
no, there's nothing like crazy weird about my audience. It's also weird to think of it as like an audience, because I'm not a big streamer. I know everybody who's in the chat. I'm familiar with them on a relatively personal level. But okay, I will give you this. If this is like a job interview and I need to give you an answer, because otherwise you're not going to hire me.
Well, I never said that.
I spread myself. I do the absolute worst thing you can do on the internet, which is that every single place you can find my social media presence, I am focused on a different thing. I stream obscure, random, typically retro games. I have a podcast about indie video games. And then I have a YouTube channel about, at this point, largely trophy hunting in video games or game collecting, which all has some like subtle overlaps, but then huge chunks of non-overlap. So I would say that my audience tends to be a weird mix of people that have different motivations.
Okay. Yes. And sometimes they might slip out from the cracks and ooze on in. No, yeah, I think it's a good group. It's a good group. I understand. It's a good group. Do you have like any memorable or funny streaming moments? Now, I think let's just refrain. So it's a little bit different, all right, for us in a way that we do this as a hobby, right? We're not going to be, I don't know, the next ninja, right? We're not going to be making the Uzos bucks, right?
Yeah.
We're not, like for me, I'm not making any money. I should be paying you, I should be paying everybody to come here. No,
Uh,
but you know, I think back, for me personally, like I recall some instances that were hilarious, like the Barnacle Boss in DKC 3, right, and how I just
mm,
struggled with that and lost my mind. Top knows he was there. I mean, that was a very early stream, but additionally, like uh, Lost Levels stream, um, where it was just madness, or Super Mario Sunshine. I had some few moments there, and I capture that here and there. But if is there anything like that pops up?
mm. I would say probably one of my most infamous streams was the Trevor McFur in the Crescent Galaxy. It was a series of streams because I wanted to beat the game 1cc legitimately, which I did. And that's a brutal game to stream because it's an hour long scrolling shoot 'em up with no music. And
Oh yeah, I remember. I think I remember that.
a scrolling shoot 'em up is so hard to stream because you have to be locked in like 100% of the time. Like there's no breaks to look at chat. So it's brutal. But for whatever reason, it's become a bit infamous. But honestly, my favorite types of streams, I don't have any that come to mind that are like, oh my god, this was so hilarious. But my favorite types of streams are probably ones that I call console archaeology, which is I thrift any generation of system that has traceable play and save data. So usually Wii, 360, PS3, but it also could be like PS2 with memory cards, stuff like that. I thrift them. I pile up 3, 4, 5 of them. And then when I have enough, I do a stream where we just plug them in. We test to see if they work. And then we look through the play history of whoever the former owner was and learn a little bit about them. Sometimes there's even pictures saved to the console we can look at, or we can dig on a Wii through the play history and we can see like it was Christmas 2012 when they got their Wii. These were the games they
Yes,
got
those are
based on what they
those
were
are fun. I
playing.
remember the one that you had. I don't know. You found a picture of a baby for the
Yeah.
console.
Yeah, a little someone's like, either theirs or like a family member's little kid, and it's like, man, it's like you're doing a little justice. You're honoring the former owner in a way.
Then you watch the specifically like the what games they played, and obviously it's just going to be Wii Bowling or Wii Resorts or something like that. Nothing like you're not getting these hardcore fans. We talked about it. It was just like the Wii's, like just like a gimmick. Everybody bought
Hmm.
one and everybody had one. Old people were playing. So I don't know.
It's true.
It's Matt Kuo asks, "Have you considered buying some used PS2 memory cards and doing the same thing?" That's a good question. Or have you?
I have, yeah. I usually try to do them with consoles I find at local thrift stores, and I don't really know why. There's something to me that feels personal, where like this person whose data I'm looking through was like someone in my town, right? Like it's someone that I could have gone to school with or could have
Hmm.
like one school over from me. So it makes it feel like only one degree of separation from them. But I have considered the PS2 memory cards because it's easy to buy like a lot of them on eBay, and we could do a whole stream. It'd be really easy to source them, and it could be a lot of fun. So I am definitely considering that for a future one. I would like to potentially do that at some point.
Very cool. Yeah, I like that. And those are always fun streams.
Hmm.
So let's do this. You have a fantastic gaming collection right behind you. So let's talk a little bit about that. So do you know how many games per se that you have? I mean, I'm sure you keep track of it, right? You have your spreadsheet devils. Yeah,
I use the website Backloggery, amazing
yeah.
website. Highly recommend it. I don't know how many exact like physical copies of games I have because Backloggery is not a collection focused website. It is a um it's a game backlog tracking website. So that can include your physical collection. And then on top of that, or your physical and your digital collection. And then on top of that, if you have a game that you buy like Metroid Prime Trilogy on Wii, you can add that collection and then add all three of the games into it, so you can track like, oh, I have access to Metroid Prime 2 through the Metroid Prime Trilogy. Um, so I, because of that, the stats are a little bit hokey to know exactly where it lands, but I
Mm.
would guess my physical, like unique physical boxes on the shelf is probably somewhere around 3,500 or so.
Wow. But you say, but you have essentially, and then from what I've listened on Polykill when you're talking about it, but you have essentially been collecting since you were playing video games, and you really haven't gotten rid of your collection.
Correct, yeah. And I even back in like high school, I was the guy who had a giant shelf of video games. Like
Just
I was doing game rooms in a way before like game rooms became popular. My high school bedroom, I wish I had some pictures to pull up, but I don't on hand. My high school bedroom, I had one wall that was all of my games, and then every single square inch of wall otherwise was floor to ceiling, wall to wall, 100% covered in ads for video games that I had
wow.
ripped out of magazines like Nintendo Powers and stuff. So
Mm.
it was just like a collage wallpaper of a bajillion games simultaneously. So I've been living the game room life a long time.
I envy. I mean, because I was involved in games, right? When I about 13, got my N64. I think we kind of follow the same line here, you and I, Blink. I think I'm a little bit more seasoned than you as far as age wise, just a tad bit. But we were in that same generation that,
Yeah.
you know, our first consoles were probably the N64,
Yeah. Yep.
and
Yep.
96. You know, we got that Super Mario and stuff like that, and you know, we have all that nostalgia for it. And for other people, it's different, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
but I think we fit in that space, right, where we have been into that N64 era.
Yep.
So you know, we had all those access to all those really cool ads, and you know, Nintendo
Mm-hmm.
Power was at its height, and you know, I
Yep.
really loved all that stuff. But then all of a sudden, got out of it a little bit, you know, and I didn't
Mm.
mean to get out of it, and you know, so you know, we went through that, and then I got back into it maybe about 10 years ago. So I had a hiatus about 15. So I had lost
Okay.
all that stuff, and I don't have that stuff. So I envy you, and I think it's great. Geez, stop it. Stop it. You stop it. All right. Well, that's really cool. I mean, I like that. It's a very good story that I wish I could have. You know, my brother, he comes on the streams here, and he, you know, we talk about stuff all the time that we had. And it's just like, wow, why did we sell that at the time? It's like, why did we do that? And you know, we are kicking ourselves like we had I don't know, we had all these N64 games. We had them in package, right? They were
Mm-hmm.
pristine. We had Turok, right?
Yep.
Uh, in the box, we had the Star Wars game, and then all of a sudden, you know, you just one day get up and you sell everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very common
It's sad.
story.
It is
I don't
sad.
blame you. Now, not to flip the interview on you here,
Uh
but I'm
oh.
curious. You say you got back into games 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you back? What hooked you back
Oh,
in?
you can't stop, can you? You
I need
can't
to know.
stop. What brought me back? So my brother-in-law, he came up for my brother-in-law and their family and stuff like that. Sister-in-law, they came up, and he brought up his Wii U, and he said,
Hmm.
like, I don't know, he just gives stuff to you. A very nice guy. He's like, hey, you could have this, and I think I borrowed it. He said you could borrow. I think I borrowed it for 8 years, maybe 9. I just recently gave it back to him since 2015. And that's kind of got me. It's like we were playing the Mario Kart games. Like, wow, I'm having a lot of fun. I started getting old retro games, and then I mean, I never was completely like 100% out of it, but you know, I
Yeah.
had been there had been a lull there for a while.
I
So
mean, there's a difference between I play a couple games a year and I host a video game interview podcast
yeah,
live on YouTube
yeah,
following my
it's pretty
challenge
extreme
runs.
now. Like when I tell people, well, we won't get into it. Never mind. This is not about me. It's about you, buddy.
I
It's
know.
about
I
you.
just
So
like to hear about you.
we have all these games. So how many systems do you think? How many systems?
It's like 50 or so. So I
Wow.
have, other than Atari, I have all of like every system released by every major console manufacturer. So like every Nintendo, every Xbox, every Sega, every PlayStation, and then I have like a good healthy chunk of weirder ones like Nuon, Vectrex, Engage. I like weird, like random hardware, so I like stuff like the the Tapwave Zodiac or the Gizmondo stuff that like has like a library, even like Virtual Boy, that has like a library of like 15 games or less that was a failed attempt at breaking into the gaming market. Stuff like that is really interesting to me. So
Hmm.
yeah, I have a pretty good amount of hardware.
Yes, I mean I didn't even know there were 50. Well, I mean but it's still unbelievable that there's been that many video game
Yeah.
consoles and even more. I mean, you don't have them
Oh,
all.
way more. There's
Yeah.
plenty on my list that I don't have, and then there's plenty that aren't even on my list, especially if you get into like older. Again, you were talking, we're roughly, you round up on me, you round down on you, maybe we hit the same age.
Ooh, I
And
like that.
and so N64, obviously before the N64 I had like an NES and a Super Nintendo in the house because I had an older sister by 9 years, so she was old enough to have those consoles around. Um, but anything older than that, my parents never played like Atari or
Mm-hmm.
any ColecoVision, anything like that. And so I never had any exposure. So I don't really have a ton of nostalgia tied to stuff like that. And so I don't dig much older than like 1980 for the systems that I play.
Yeah,
And
I
so
got
there's
you.
a huge world of, vintage computers and old consoles and things like that, Pong clones
Mm-hmm.
that I could triple the amount of hardware I have, but I just don't.
Yeah. So, would you say is your rarest item?
Like rarest individual item or
Hmm.
rarest hardware?
Individual. Let's go. Let's go big here.
I mean, honestly, there's some of the least common stuff I have is honestly not games. It's probably some of the promotional stuff I have, because one of the other things I really love collecting is vintage promotional and display items for games that I love. So especially like you can see behind me, like countertop standees that used to sit on the countertop at a store. And I have some of those that are pretty uncommon. I have like a Rhythm Heaven one that like plays music. I have a Dragon Quest 8 one, a Metroid Prime one. And all of those are like, you can't just go on eBay and buy them. They either aren't for sale, or when they do come up, at this point they're way too expensive. Thankfully I bought them a long time ago, but
Hmm.
yeah, stuff like that is probably my rarest. And then I do have some rare games too. I have some of the more collectible stuff that people are interested in, like an Earthbound or Crusader Ascenti, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, and I did not. I listened to a little bit of it, but did you go over some of the games you picked up in Japan? I'm sure on your stream.
I did, yeah.
I haven't got to it yet.
I have a VOD up on the Twitch channel right now if people want to go check it out,
Yes.
where I did a 3 hour stream. That my intention was for the 3 hour stream to be a breakdown of my entire Japan trip, because I was also sharing all the photos that we took. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
the Google
I
album with
saw those.
1,500
Yeah.
photos. Um, there was too much to talk about. So after 3 hours, I was only at the end of week one of two. And so next week there'll be another stream where I will share more pickups and tell more stories about my trip. So you haven't missed out on all of it, buddy. You can come check
Okay.
out the second stream next
Well,
week, and I'll remember
definitely.
to post it in the Discord this time.
I have a Twitch TV Blink Room pinned up here, so they want to check it out. It's
Oh,
very good. It was a good one. It was a good one. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite genres of games?
Ooh, that's tough.
Tough questions, I'm telling you.
I am a bit of a I play everything, but that's not an interesting answer. It's not interesting to say, oh, all of them. So I will say the genres that I play the most or get the most excited for are probably one for sure rhythm games. I love rhythm games. I really like 3D platformers, but I also like 2D platformers. I like certain types of puzzle games a lot, and I like turn-based RPGs and survival horror a lot. But there's also plenty of other stuff I like too beyond that. But those
Mm-hmm.
are the ones that I played probably the most.
Mm-hmm. And is there anything like you're specifically passionate about right now? I know on you go over stuff, but anything that you're like really into, like I know you were into like hardcore Balatro, and is there anything that's hitting you right now?
Uh,
It's like that.
there's nothing that's like an addiction that's eating all my time, but for whatever reason, I haven't started yet, but for a combination of reasons, I've been like really tempted to start proper getting back into Guitar Hero again and
Really?
Rock Band again.
Yeah.
Um, the rhythm game bug just bites me sometimes. I can't help it, you know? And so we'll see
Yeah,
about
you
that.
really like those. I, oof. But I mean, that's really cool though. I've never been. I know I could play guitar a little bit
It's
and bass
impressive.
and keyboard, but I can never play those games very well. It's really weird because I actually know how to play an instrument, right? So it's a little bit
Mm.
different and off. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I'm
Little
sorry.
shade there, but you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
The instrument I play the most in rhythm game form is drums in Rock Band, which is the
Oh,
closest to the actual instrument of any of the fake instruments that
that's
you can play.
truth. That's truth. All right. And this is probably the toughest question of them all. Is there anything that you're looking forward to end of 25, 26? And I know that's tough to answer because we don't know a lot of games that are coming out for Nintendo
Oh, like
specifically.
releases I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to coming
But
up.
anything that's scratching you where you're itching. Reaching when you're
Well,
stretched, whatever.
near term, the game I'm most excited to check out is probably Metroid Prime 4,
Yes,
which comes
yeah.
out in early December because I love Metroid Prime. Um, Longer term, like no release date announced, no information announced. We have been teased several years ago. Fumito Ueda's next game, Project Robot. So I'd love to see more about that, but probably won't for several years. But
Mm-hmm.
honestly, you know what I'm most excited for right now, which is true every year, buddy? I love Game of the Year season. I eat it up. I absolutely love listening to podcasts, watching videos, just having discussions in the Discord. I love like the process of building and hearing the process of others building their game of the year list for
Mm.
2025. And I love doing it too. I always do a big stream at the end of every year where I build my game of the year list for that year. So we're like entering into GOTY season right now, which is very exciting. Everyone else is excited for Christmas season coming up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
forget Christmas, forget watching my 2.5-year-old open presents. I want game of the year podcasts.
Yes. And then you usually have a stream, and it's extremely fun. So yeah, I've been getting into it. Like the thing of it is, I'm just strictly Nintendo. I'm just too exhausted
Yeah.
to look at anything else. And it's the truth because there's so much out there, and particularly I'm not playing new games. I'm playing like old games, like
Yeah.
stuff that everyone's always played, but I like I said, I never really got into them right when I was growing up. So
Yeah.
now as a middle-aged man, I think it's going to be important for me to beat these hard games, right? Because
It's true. I respect your dedication, buddy, because
it's
I wish I
exhausting.
had your
It is
laser focus,
exhausting.
man. Like you
I'm
You will
about
go hard on a game for like weeks. You just keep plugging away at it, go, go, go until you get it done.
it's
I'm always
not a
feeling like
fun
I'm
place
pulled in
to
a
be.
thousand directions.
It's not a fun place to be. I can't stop. I just have to until it's but that's just how I am. But that's just,
You make it
actually
fun. You make it.
yeah, so wow. Well, here now I really appreciate you being on, and I really appreciate you also have been a sponsor tonight. Thank you so much for
You're so
sponsoring
welcome.
the show. And now you did submit a sponsor message, so I'm going to have to read that up about the product that you are selling. Okay, let's see if this.
Yeah, please
I'll get my
feel free.
music. All right, here we are. We have our music. Blinks Eye Cream. Are your eyes crusty every morning? Do your crow's feet age your complexion by several years? Are your eyes so dry that they begin to flake? If you answered yes, then you need Blink's Eye Cream, the only organic eye cream which uses secretions produced by flies to exfoliate and hydrate your eyes to a new level. Simply rub the cream all over your eyes. The patented formula smells like a rotting animal carcass, perfect to attract a swarm of flies to land and absorb the cream while secreting their natural byproducts all over your eyes. Once the cream is rubbed into your skin, have a family member guide you outside. Once outside, wait a few minutes. Then flies will come. Once your face and eyes are covered with flies, you know it's working. All you need to do is let those flies work. After 2 to 3 hours, the flies will disperse, leaving you with fresh eyes and a new outlook on life. Endorsed by some members of Blink 182, please don't sue. Blink's eye cream will help you achieve the needs of your eyes. And remember, if it doesn't stink, it's not Blink's. Warning: Blink's eye cream may cause intense burning sensation and may lead to temporary blindness. Contact a doctor immediately if you experience any of these effects. Thank you again, buddy. I do have a few questions.
Yeah, please. I mean,
I
I
do have a
appreciate
few
you
questions
giving me a
now.
little
You
airtime.
did submit a picture, photo of Blink's eye cream. We have it popped up here, so this is what it's looking like, and it does attract those flies. So you, it's they're there. Um,
Yeah.
so I do have a few questions. However, I don't think we're gonna have enough time to review it all because we need to get on to this game, buddy.
Sure.
We're here to play a game. We're here to
Yeah,
play a
we
game,
are.
but we'll fill you in some more details with Blink's eye cream. Top's gonna head out. I knew it. I knew he's gonna go to sleep. Good night. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. All right, so let's get to this game. All right, so appreciate the sponsored message, but we have to move on.
Let's do it.
Um, so my TV just went out. As far as no, it's all right. It's all right. Um, oh, the switch turned off. That's what happened. We had been idle for so long that
Mm-hmm.
it just turned up. So we're gonna switch. We'll switch to the stream here. Let's do that. Ooh, boom, boom. All right. So I'm going to send you the code. Uh oh. Right, I'm gonna send you the code, and let me know. That we'll get to it. Connecting to internet. Connecting to internet. I guess we don't need a passcode. Invite a friend. And there you are.
All right, let's find this supposed invite.
Oh wait. Invite friends. Okay. Oh wait. Did you join?
Waiting for an invite.
All right. I think that's it. There we go. There's something wrong with my thing. So we're gonna go to what's it called? Rival Turf.
Rival Turf. Yes,
So
we're
this
playing
is a
only the
title.
highest
This
quality
is
video
this
games.
is this is Jalico, or is it? How do you pronounce it? I pronounce it Jalico.
I've always said Jalico.
Jalico.
I don't know if that's right or wrong.
I
Don't
don't
take
know.
my word for it.
So they were the developer and publisher, and Super Nintendo, 1992 release date. Okay, 1992 release date. It's Japanese title Rushing Beat. Rushing Beat. All right. So we do
Better
play.
name.
What's that? Yeah, it is a
That's
better
just a better
name. It
name.
is a better name. So this is a side-scrolling beat 'em up Super Nintendo. It's part of the Rushing Beat trilogy. So you've probably heard of the other two games, Brawl Brothers and Peacekeepers. They're the they're
Mm-hmm.
the successors, and I'm sure you probably own one of those games too.
I
Early
don't
beat 'em
actually. I
up
don't know
for
of
the
any of these three.
SNES. Two players. I'm just um. So we have the. I don't know. We don't need to go over the instructions, or should we? Should we look at the instructions? I haven't printed off.
I say just roll into it, man. Just do the
Roll
thing.
into it. Okay, I like it.
Just
All
look like fools live on air.
right. Well, to play hit off, right? We did that. Oh wait, sound effects off.
Yeah, we determined that that's probably friendly fire, so fair
Okay.
game to turn that off.
Yeah. All right. So I think this is our standard beat 'em up here. Um. All right, so we did all that.
I'll be
So
playing as Uzi Nelson.
is it Uzi or Ozzy? Because in the instruction booklet it says. Did I push back? All right. Oh, what happened? Okay, there we go. So how do you like to play this? Do you just try to figure out what's going on here, or what? How do you
Well,
approach a
usually in
game?
beat 'em up,
That's the thing. Like for me, I think of I put too much thought into it. That's the thing when I approach a game. So
if I'm gonna stream a game, actually, I have a pretty solid habit of reading the manual before I stream a game to try to give me like a little bit of a leg up.
okay.
But here in this particular instance, for some reason, it just feels like the right thing to do to just roll in and start punching
It
games.
seems like it's one of these games too. You have a friend and you just okay, well let's just rent this, right? This is because we're going back to
Yeah,
92.
exactly.
We're going back to 92, and we're figuring out things. We're figuring out when you were growing up, all right, and when you rent a game or when you got a game, did you really pay too much attention to the manual at first?
No, not
You just
when
want to
I
get
was
that game
growing
in.
up.
How do I do this?
I mean, on the way home from purchasing it, I was certainly glued to that manual in the back seat of my parents' car, right? I was reading that thing cover to cover in anticipation of being able to play the game, especially because sometimes you go buy a game, you don't even have time that night to play it. So
Hmm.
I would definitely read it then. But like, if I got a game as a Christmas gift or something, that manual's never seeing the light of day. I'm not touching it. Not until I got older.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that.
I don't know
It
how I
doesn't
did
seem like
that,
there's
but
too many.
we take it.
Oh, we're in a bus now. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. So R and L, you can walk faster. Oh, wow. You could slide. That's nice. That's really cool.
How'd you do that?
Well, I don't know. I think we might have different move sets because you're a bigger guy. But whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I did like a.
So
spinning
yeah,
attack.
I mean, so we don't need to read no manual here. Well, what we will do we will do the grandma test. We talked about that. So we have to say, out of all the games that were available in 1992, if your grandma got you a gift, say, he's into video games, and, at the time, and, even now, but still more so, like in the early 90s, if you were elderly and you had to buy a video game for a grandson or, a grandkid, how confusing was that? I remember in the early 2000s, my grandma was going to get I guess she was in charge of getting an Xbox for us. Okay.
Oh.
So an Xbox.
That's rough.
So do you remember the KB Toy Works? Or did you have one?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I didn't know if I couldn't remember if it was a national chain at the time. Obviously, they don't exist.
Yeah, if it wasn't, it was at least here in the northern Midwest. So.
Okay, all right. So fair enough. We're in the Midwest, but I guess she told my mom this story after the fact, that she rushed into the store and she yelled out, "I need a box 10." And I guess there were 3 clerks that immediately ran up to her, because probably the most frustrating thing for one of those workers at the time is an elderly lady coming in and looking for a video game.
That's so true. I don't know what a box 10 is. What was the intention there?
An Xbox.
Oh, I was like, it was so far off that I lost the start of that
exactly.
story. Oh man, that is funny.
Oh man, we already lost the life.
Am I gonna be that dumb? Is my kid gonna ask for something and I'm just not gonna know what the hell it is?
I mean, it's hope we never get to that point. I think essentially, if you look at it in general, and you look at the people who we work with, a lot of them were going to say, they'll think it's cool that you play video games, but deep down they're saying, oh well, these guys are still playing toys. So again, to our kids, we're like the cool people because we're like playing toys. But I guess to some adults, we'll say we're like we're kids. But I think the stigma towards gaming has definitely improved over the last 30 years. Obviously, gaming is a huge form of entertainment for one, and it makes more money than movies and stuff like that. Other forms of entertainment.
True. Well, let me ask you this then: do you, in your day-to-day, in your employment life, do you share with your coworkers the depth and breadth of your gaming hobby?
I do.
And I've even given people
my
YouTube channel and everything.
I have, and I don't know if I should, but I don't care really at this point. I mean, because I think this is a lot of fun, right? And I think a lot of people are more impressed too, especially with the juxtaposition of my particular, I guess, career. I mean, because let's be honest. I'm in the medical field. I'm into more like supposedly health and wellness type thing, right? Mm-hmm. And here I am spending a lot of time being sedentary, playing video games and stuff like that. But I mean, it never comes out like that. Let's just say people are actually generally think that it's really cool, for one. And they generally seem interested because they will constantly ask, how's everything going with it? You having fun? It's like, yeah. So they seem to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they seem to be, again, you have supportive people, and I think
Yeah.
it's like it's interesting to me personally because you know you, you have your stereotypical, like you can attest. Look at you're in the land of 10,000 lakes, so everyone's hobby is fishing. Every male's hobby is fishing, hunting, right? That you know of.
Hmm. Truth.
So,
Yes, that or
I mean,
camping of some.
golf or cars or anything like that. And
Yeah.
not to say none of that, that's perfectly fine. I think that's cool too, but it just seems like so stereotypical of like what a man should be interested in.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
In a way. I don't know.
I don't, I don't share. I don't. How do you put it? I don't share too much of my gaming hobby with the people I work with. Not because I'm embarrassed, but more because I've I feel like I'm saving them from having to feign interest, Like I most of my team is older than me, and just like generationally, I just don't think that games were like super big. Like I've mentioned in passing, of course, that I play games. It's not like they don't know that part. They just don't know like the shelves behind me, right? And so rather than them having to like process that and trying to like make small talk about it, I'm like, it's okay. We can just talk about other stuff. You can just tell me about your kids. We don't
Hmm.
have to. You don't have to pretend like you care about my hobby. I'll just have my hobby.
No, I get it. To each their own. I sometimes I just feel obligated. It's just like, what do? You're working with a patient for 20 minutes at a time. You see him frequently, like you know, like, oh yeah, what'd you do this weekend? Well,
That's true. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I did something that I
Making some
did
small
this,
talk.
and sometimes I think too is like when I get old, when she gets older, I think, and actually, here, spoiler alert, we might be having something. So, like my 5-year-old, she absolutely loves everything that I'm doing here. She loves it.
That's
And
awesome.
so she streamed with me a few times in a way, but now she like really wants to stream with me. So I'm taking the week of Thanksgiving off. And Monday and Tuesday, we're streaming at 9 a.m. in the morning. And
Oh, awesome.
I'm probably going to be playing Wind Waker, catching up on that. I need to try to beat it before the end of the year. But I don't know how that stream it by the end of the year. I don't know how that's going to be possible without getting more streams in. Because I'm like at the midpoint of the game where I
Yeah.
just finished like the first kind of half of the story. Then now you have to find things. I don't know. That's kind of what's throwing me off at this point. Like I feel like I'm intimidated to be just sailing around. But that's part of the game. But anyway, I think it'll be fun because she really likes watching me play that game. Oh, what kid doesn't?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun
Very true.
game. But
That that's awesome. I'll be there for those, man. I can't wait for
yeah,
that. What good vibes Thanksgiving week streams.
yeah. So it's going to be Thanksgiving break, 2025. Now, obviously, it's dead. My wife's working until noon, so we're gonna all have to wrap it up by noon. But we're gonna have a few hours in between there where we're just going to be, having some fun time. And if she wants to leave and watch the TV, that's fine. If she wants, maybe some ice cream for breakfast, maybe that's fine too. It's a dad's
Treat
morning.
yourself.
What's that?
I said you got to treat yourself
Yeah.
sometimes. I respect it. I don't have that week off, but I won't lie that my work week is typically not that busy during that time.
Thanksgiving is
So
great
good time to get a
because-
little work done and watch the mullet at the same time.
Yeah. So I like Thanksgiving week because the standard is just set so low because
Yes.
people are just thinking about family and no one really is pressing you for anything.
Yeah. unreasonable to be like, you have to get me this thing Thanksgiving week.
Right. So, yeah, I think I'm looking forward to it. And, we'll have. She usually is up early, so I'm up early. Like, might as well, right? Let's have some fun.
There you go.
Let's have some fun.
Well, you're talking about future streaming plans. I've been kicking this idea around. Let me bounce it off you. Let me know if you think this sounds fun or not so fun. So I was kind of thinking for myself as a little bit of like a soft challenge / streaming focus that next year, 2026, I would maybe assign each month its own console or handheld. And during that month, focus on streaming games in only that console's library. So, January is going to be this isn't what they would necessarily be, but January's PS2, February's Sega Dreamcast, maybe March is Nintendo DS, something like that. And then we could start off each month with maybe a little eBay stream and buy a couple of the games off my wish list, and then as they come in to the mail, we test them out and play through them on the streams, dig into my backlogs for those systems. I thought it could maybe be a fun way to kind of give a little bit of structure to the stream, but also give a little bit of variety at the same time.
Yes. Yeah, I like it. I think that's good. I think I'm looking at doing a few more videos. Like I started off with some quirky reviews of RPGs, and it was just taking way too long to do everything, and it was just a lot of energy, and I was just like I can't do this anymore. And I did have fun doing them, but another creator whom I'm going to have next month on this show, Rad Bash Gaming. We collab. He basically reaches out to other content creators, and it's fun. I mean, this is it. This is the fun part of all of this, and how it just gets more complex.
Yeah.
But you talk about games, you collaborate, and he asked me to do a underrated video game, and he's going to have a few other people too. And it's, I was playing Alien Storm, so it's just like, this is a really fun game. It didn't really do well, so I'm going to do a review. So he said you get 22 minutes to do it. So I was like, This is pretty fun. I liked how the structure of the video was. So I was thinking, well, why don't I, I'm doing a lot of these games for challenges. Why don't I just do get some footage of the game and then pose a question? Oh my, this guy's a little hard.
All right, well, I had to use one of our continues. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right. And pose the
You're
question.
better than me at this game, for sure.
I don't know. I'm just kind of doing things. I think my character's faster, that's why. Sledge.
I appreciate the courtesy.
But anyway, I'll pose a question. Like, say for instance, since I've been doing a lot of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, practice wise, and just getting ready for a stream and stuff like that, why don't I get some footage of it and do like a short little video, 2 minutes, and since I've had a lot of experience with the game, I pose a question. And it's not reviewing a game. It's not like that. It's posing a question to say, is the difficulty appropriate? Super Ghouls and Ghosts, is the difficulty appropriate? And just do like a 2-minute breakdown of yes or no. All right, and then
I would definitely be down.
And then
hear that.
Since I've been doing this Super Castlevania 4 challenge, I pose it. It's like I'm pose the question is, why is this game so fun to play? Like like from a from a philosophical, I guess, well, and structurally, I guess, why does it feel so good to play it? Like, why is the platforming so good? You know, why does it make it? Why do you have the specific feeling when you play the game? And, you know, even if you continue to lose, or why do you want to pick it up and play it again, so to speak? I mean, this is nothing new, but it's just at least, you know, posing a specific question and just doing like a 2-minute thing about it.
I love that. That you're really embracing the Doctor Mullet Gaming part of your moniker there. You know, the Doctor's coming in heavy with all these philosophical, heady, you know, discussions on what makes these games great, and that's a type of like rigor that retro games don't always get. You know, I think some people just kind of default to I'm nostalgic for the thing and therefore good.
Yeah.
But I like that you're asking more at a like its bones and wireframe. Why is it actually good? Why did you get nostalgic for it in the first place? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah, so that's sorry, I was just checking some stuff. That's one thing about live stuff. You just kind of have to check and see if everything's running, and it's fine. So if anyone out there can't hear something, just let me know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do a check. So I know people are just listening and whatnot. So, or they just walked away.
We take those, you know.
It happens. At least we have the views.
I'm happy to be the stream on your phone that you left in the living room after you had to go into the bedroom or the kitchen to do dishes or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes.
Walked away from
what's
your
going on over
computer.
here?
Fellas, Arnold.
I thought that they were assaulting a woman.
I did too there for a second.
Or assaulting a younger individual. Let's just put it that way. This is Arnold. It looks like Arnold. I love it how like these old games. We really haven't talked about the game much. I really love how these old games just like embraced pop culture that was going on around them. I mean, come on. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger was like what Dwayne Johnson is now, but maybe even at a larger scale. Everybody wanted to see the latest Arnold movie, like back in the early 90s, mid 90s.
I mean, he was just on an unbelievable tear there for a while, right? Just a run. Oh, you're out.
What happened?
All right, he's coming back. Oh no! Oh wow! Ooh, wow! You can really just get insta killed in this. That was like
I don't.
He shin kicked me from 70% health.
Yeah, I don't expect that we'll beat the game, but I just want to see how far we can go. Like, you know, say for instance,
yeah, I mean,
we're
we'll
two guys
through
on
the
a Saturday
continues
night
right?
back in '92, and we rented this game. You know, we just maybe have like a day or two with it. It's like, well, how far can we get? How far can we get in an hour? Because I do know that
if you were looking to go the whole distance,
yeah,
I wasn't the guy to invite. You know, if you wanted to go the full distance on a beat 'em up,
I've never gone the whole distance on these things anyway, so it's not a big deal. It's just the idea here is, you know, for me to also play a game that I haven't, that I probably wouldn't play, but I just want to just do a first playthrough.
Yeah.
So, you know, with these, they weren't designed for you to beat in one go, right? So just because if you would have paid like, you know, $50, $60, $70 back in the early 90s, what would be the value?
Or even importantly, if you rented it. I always feel this way with beat 'em ups. I feel like beat 'em ups are designed with a rental in mind more than almost any other genre, where the first 2 or 3 levels, like, you can usually kind of button your mash your way through, see a chunk of the game, and then suddenly things always just seem to get ridiculously difficult at some point. And you start needing like real firm plans of action. You need to know positioning and stuff, and you're just going to get cooked. So, you know, that means you have to re-rent the game 2 or 3 times. But
well, okay. Well, now I have to bring. Well, this is kind of separate, but I have to bring this up Now, we get fixated. We have a chat that gets fixated on things. And I'll go back that there continues to be a running thing. You have this on your thing, but about a specific game. And I think that specific game at one point was Altered Beast, if I do recall. But here, we're talking about Scrapyard Dog. Have you ever heard of this?
I have, yes. On is this Link's game, right?
Yeah. It's something.
Maybe it's on multiple platforms, but
yeah. It is on multiple platforms. Now, but
how did you come across Scrapyard Dog? How did this become the game?
It was people. So I was playing for the Cartridge Club of the Month. They had the Atari collection, and I was just did a stream of playing through some of the Atari games. Just I was able to bust out my my 8-bit dude joystick combo thing. I paid like a lot of money for that I hardly ever use, but it's so beautiful I couldn't pass up. That I have to store under my bed because it's so big.
Well, you know, gotta do.
But I picked it up, and so we played through that. And in the one game that I came across was Scrapyard Dog, so I played it. And now we had one of the viewers, who's probably not here right now, but continue to say, I need to keep playing it. Well, a cousin of mine came into town, Dr. Mullet, and Dr. Mullet was able to do a stream of Scrapyard Dog, and it was terrible. Now everyone could be saying that I play Scrapyard Dog, now speedrunning. Oh, here's Vega.
Oh.
So
I know that guy.
So how about, I always make challenges for myself, but I think that maybe there might be something coming up in the near future. Let's just put it that way. The thing is, I played the wrong version of Scrapyard Dog. So I played it for the Lynx or the Jaguar or whatever, but it was terrible. But I did play it on the 800, the Atari 800, and it actually wasn't bad. So I might have to try to play it on that. And speaking of games that, no one cares about, but this... people will be, I'll be like the top Scrapyard Dog streamer when we get to there.
You're going to corner the market.
Yes.
The Scrapyard Dog. It's tricky because you can't give the people what they want too quickly, or otherwise you lose the momentum.
Yes.
Once you give them the Scrapyard Dog, what's going to keep them coming back?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Probably the hair. Yeah.
You gotta stay firm with it. You gotta continue with those business perms, making sure that everything is just intact and in order. So, the chopper scene. We haven't hit an elevator scene yet.
We gotta have it. We'll get there. Don't you worry.
We're in stage 4. I think there's only 6 stages in this game.
Oh, really?
According to the manual.
That's usually a lie.
To read this whole manual, so we know what's happening before we streamed.
I made you jump in without a net.
You did. I'm a little out of my place here. I have to analyze everything. No, but this is fine.
Yeah. This seems like a relatively straightforward beat 'em up. Now, this is not a genre I'm super familiar with, but I get the sense like this is like a serviceable, this is just like a good, honest 6 or 7 out of 10 kind of beat 'em up.
Yeah, it's not bad. It controls pretty well for what it is.
Yeah. Now, for what it's worth, my setup, so as to avoid messing up your setup, does not currently feature audio. So I don't know how the music has been.
Yes, it's the same thing on here. No one said if the music is on or not. I don't know. I think it is, but it's hard to say. The music was pretty generic from what we listened to when we tested it.
Yeah, that small bit, yeah.
And it was pretty repetitive. So I could hear it on my TV a little bit, but it's not. I'm not like it's nothing good. I can zone it out.
All right.
So we're in a jungle level, and what I hear is standard jungle music. As you could maybe imagine bongos.
Like, you could just kind of imagine it, right?
Yeah. Dun dun
Right.
dun 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 dun. Dun.
To me.
Like a Congo type thing.
Well, I'm just out here trying to suplex guys, you know?
I think that's probably the best bet that we need to do. So, we talked a little bit about, kids and gaming. Now, you have a young one, and
I do.
From what I've heard on Polykill, he really likes Mario Kart World.
And he's a big fan. Yep, we were just playing it earlier today, in fact.
Oh, wow. And he doesn't necessarily play. Yep. He watches you play, correct? Or is he getting...
Yeah, he watches me play, and then he holds different controllers based on his mood.
We've been there before.
So sometimes he'll hold some Joy-Cons, or oftentimes, probably because it's red, it's a shiny color, he likes to take the PS3 controller and play with that. But I had to let the PS3 controller die because he was taking the PS3 controller and mashing the buttons, and he was turning the system on and, clicking around in the menus in there without seeing the screen. So I got worried he was going to accidentally clear my save data or format my PS3.
Yeah.
So I had to leave that sucker on and then let the battery die. So now it's just a dead controller for him. But yeah, he just likes the driving around. He likes I think this is probably true for a lot of young kids, but he really likes big vehicles. So, semi trucks, garbage trucks, any construction equipment. He likes stuff like that. And so he likes that in Mario Kart World, you can sometimes turn into a plane. He likes that there are these semis driving on the highway in Mario Kart World that you can drive into the back of and briefly become the semi. So he calls them tunnel trucks, and sometimes we'll be driving around and he'll say, I want the tunnel truck. I want a tunnel truck. And I'm like, all right, buddy, I'll go find you a tunnel truck. We'll go. I know the places. I know where they hang out. We'll go find a tunnel truck.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for, especially my youngest, if she wasn't, I don't think I'd have near as many hours as I do. Because she played it. She played on because I have a lot of things. I guess all the costumes. Let's just put it that way. And they like to just change the costumes. It's actually a really good. I don't know. I'm so on the fence with that game, as a lot of people are. But let's just put it that way. I think it has its good merits to it, and especially really good for young kids. Because my daughter, she's really good at it. I mean, she loves free roam. She goes on it, and she knows, she's very good with it. Let's just put it that way. And she's just driving around. If she gets to one of the P switches, she says, "Hey, can you do this for me?" It's like, sure, let's do it. And
heck yeah.
So let's just put that. I think as far as kids and video games are concerned, I'm at a good place. Very interested, very good at it as well. She does Minecraft. She does it all her own. And so, is that somewhere that you want to be with your son, maybe as of age? Wouldn't that be fun? What do you think?
I mean, absolutely, yeah. As long as it's something he's interested in, right? He doesn't need to follow in his dad's footsteps just because I'm a game sicko. He doesn't need to love games necessarily. But I would obviously love to have that in common with him and to be able to share some of those memories with him, and for us to be excited about the same game, right? Who wouldn't love having a kid grow a little older, get excited about the latest Pokemon game at the same time that his dad's excited about a Pokemon game, and we can each get a copy, play alongside each other, trade Pokemon back and forth. That just sounds like a perfect time. But I also don't want to force anything on him. If he decides he's into whatever else, hockey or dance or whatever it might be, go for it, buddy. And I am aware that for a lot of kids, there is a natural inclination as they get a little older than I think your kids are, more towards teenage, but there's a little bit of a natural inclination to rebel or push against what your parents are into. So it's to some degree, it's an uphill battle.
You know what? That's kind of right, because my oldest, she's 12. She's recently, she's not into him as much anymore. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. I take it back. She has a phone now, so she's playing Among Us.
Oh,
okay. So never mind. I scratched that. So she's in gaming. She's just well, let's put it that way. We played at one point. What was the one for the Wii? The Mario Land or Worlds 3D, whatever. We played that one together, like pretty much all the levels. I mean, we didn't 100% it, but like she was someone, I was someone at one point in time. So when I ask her if she wants to play a game, it's not something she's interested in right
now. Yeah, and I think that's.
But I mean, it's not like totally. She's totally done with it, but. I guess it just doesn't really come up because I'm too. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just too busy absorbed in trying to beat these old hard games that are driving me nuts. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the one, and I apologize.
I'm being too hard. It's hard to know, right?
Yeah.
My only hope is that if my kid is into games, I hope that it's not just Roblox and Fortnite. Those seem to be the games that pull the kids in, and it's like I would like to keep you away from games that are designed to be time suck forever games, right? I want you to get in and get out, but it does seem like kids these days, if my nephews are anything to go off of, they're 15 and 16, they don't seem to have much interest in like single player narrative games anymore. It seems like the idea of an offline, you just play through the game for this game's sake and finish it, doesn't really appeal to them anymore because they're so used to social media and stuff. They're so used to like always being connected to their friends. So I think playing a game without some social aspect feels a little alien to them. And that's what draws them to those forever games like Fortnite and Roblox. So I really would like to not fall into that rabbit hole if at all possible.
No, yeah, I understand. Like when we look at like games like that, I don't really consider those games, right? They're not real to me. But to some people, they're very real. I don't know. Maybe I'm just I just can't see it, but it's the same thing. Like with like I don't know. I mean, I'm going to offend people, and I don't care. Maybe I'll offend you, but maybe like with Candy Crush, I don't really consider that a real game, but it is. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, I would consider them games, but I understand that they serve different audiences and.
Maybe I'm blind.
It's a broad brush, right?
Maybe I'm just like saying like, well, if you've never played Legend of Zelda and you're playing this Candy Crush, you don't really know about gaming. Maybe it's that. Maybe that's what I mean.
Yeah, but the Candy Crush person might say, but yeah, you don't know about my aspect of gaming. You don't know about the Candy Crush side of the world.
Well, you've never played Super Metroid before. I mean, you don't know what you're missing. That's a game. That is a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Capital G game right there, man. I think, it's because there's very little crossover potential, right? Like, no matter how great a game is, no matter how phenomenal Nintendo's latest AAA or the indie release is, like, it won't penetrate the Candy Crush player to get them to try it, right? Like there's just not really an overlap in those two markets, despite them both being gaming markets. But That's also, I think, a little bit true for certain types of individuals with things like Roblox and Fortnite, where they don't really think of it as like, I'm not gaming. It's like, this is just how I socialize, and it happens to be a game. And so that's where it's also hard to penetrate and be like, oh, you should also check out, Tears of the Kingdom, this sweeping sandboxed world. So I would just like to see something that doesn't just develop into a time suck.
Change characters. I didn't know you could do that. We only have one continue left.
Oh,
When did that happen?
yeah, we're not making it all the way to stage 6.
Oh,
I'll tell you
that's
that.
all right. I mean, I didn't expect it. I mean, the goal here was you either beat it or you game over. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Oh, hello there, Capitan. I think he just gave us the finger guns.
I saw that. Oh man, this character is
Hit him
much.
with the roundhouse.
If you get to continue, you just hit the joystick over. You can play as my character, and they definitely control differently. The other guy, I liked him better.
Capitan.
I think this is the. Yeah. Well, I mean, we could always say we made it through a greater portion of the game. If, when the inevitable happens.
I mean, we made it over halfway,
Yeah,
clearly. So.
I mean, I think that's great, especially your first playthrough, 2-player. But let's not get down on ourselves now.
Bad.
There might be hope. We might find a cache of like 1-ups or something like that.
I mean, that would be awesome. A couple continues in a barrel or something, please.
So, what do you think about
got him.
What do you think about like continues for games like this? Are they appropriate, or should the devs have just put it together as like you just play it until you beat it?
I think there's merit to both. Sometimes I like a more casual, you can just play through it. And sometimes I like there being a limitation on how many times you can fail, because the number of continues in lives is like the number one carrot and stick to discourage you from just button mashing and never learning the intricacies of the game or the systems. If you don't have continues, I think about this a lot of times when people... no ill will towards people that want to play through a game and save state it. Play the game however you want to play it and enjoy it. But if someone plays a game like this, for example, and first time ever, they boot up the ROM, they play through it, and they just save state every time they die. They load up that save state. They get through the game in 40 minutes, and then they move on and they never think about the game again. It's like, in doing that, you kind of denies yourself the opportunity for the game to leave any impact. Like, it's just going to feel like empty calories to you in your diet. It's just going to come and go.
I think that's like the whole point of my channel in a way. It's just like, why bother even, I have like 40 hours logged into Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and I still haven't been able to efficiently find a comfortable spot to say I beat this game, because I want to do it on stream. Because it is a very good feeling, especially if you beat a hard game in front of your friends. You could say, hey, look what I did. It's a hard game. But put a lot, and that is a game you have to learn. I mean, there's no doubt about it, right? You have to put in, and that's the whole point of it. So,
and I think a lot of these games, you do a good job of demonstrating this too, even if it takes time. A lot of them at first seem like insurmountable, right? Like almost impossible. But with practice and diligence and patience, very rarely is there a game that is genuinely so unfair or hard that it's just not reasonable to get through. Like, you can find your way to success. And so, sorry, I paused it there. I think it's good to show, like, some of these may even have a bigger reputation than they deserve if you're willing to put in the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I like
Yeah,
about it. Some
I love
people.
Power Rangers RPG.
I mean, that's some people don't like that. Some people say, just play the game, and that's fine too. But I like to actually spend a
Yeah.
few weeks on these games because you really do appreciate them. Even though, like at times, you say, "I hate this game more than life itself. I wish it did not exist." I ill will towards the developers of this particular game. But then I don't know if it's Stockholm syndrome or what, but you begin to love it and you begin to appreciate like what this was and what the developers are
Exactly. Yeah.
actually doing. Right? They want you to learn this game because it is a really good game.
Yeah. Almost always a game that I have to like really put the time in to get the one run in. I leave it feeling more positive than when I started because I feel like I understand it on a deeper level. And I think I just have the right headspace for it. Like, again, one of the genres I play the most is rhythm games. And when you play a lot of rhythm games, the act of playing rhythm games is you pretty much constantly pushing yourself right up to the boundaries of your ability. Like, the game is trying to pass the next harder song that's just outside of your ability level. And
Yes.
so it's like a failure is expected type of gameplay loop. And so dying and restarting doesn't really phase me so much in games like this. It's the same in speedrunning, right? Like,
Yeah.
people get frustrated when they lose runs in speedruns, but like the thing about speedrunning is that every run you will ever do other than the last one was a failed run. So like you have to be okay with the failure. Like,
Oh yeah.
99.9% of your time is failing. That's the activity you chose. So just enjoy it.
Well, just when I did the Ghouls and Ghosts stream a few weeks ago, not Super Ghouls, but I tracked how many deaths I had, and at the end of the stream, I had 194 deaths. But that one
fun.
time, I won, right? So
Yep.
it's like 1 out of 194 times. I failed that many times.
Until you didn't, right? Yeah,
Until
exactly.
I didn't. Eh? So.
Every so often I forget who you are and I start trying to punch your character. I don't know if you've noticed that. Thankfully, we turned off that friendly fire.
I know. Now, let's talk about this. I think it's interesting because some games, just case in point, when I streamed Gunstar Heroes with Muddy for the charity event, the game was much harder with 2 people. And not because of friendly fire, but like when you die and you come back from a continue, the other player's health is cut in half as well. So like if he died because he didn't play the game too much, not as much as I did, but like if he died, like when he came back, half of my health would be gone, and then I would end up dying, and we just kept getting into a loop. But when you play that game, so this game, it seems like to me, would be pretty fun to play with a person, or easier to play with another person, and generally beat them up.
Yeah, I think you're offsetting the shared continue pool pretty well by like having twice the firepower and more zoning of enemies and stuff, right? Well, these stages have a lot of individual areas. Like we are going from like place to place to place.
Yeah, it's not actually. I'm not upset with this game. I think it's a very good game, to tell you the truth. I mean, just as far as it's something to pick up and play.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the scenery is pretty good. It does change a lot. Like if you look at a lot of other beat 'em ups, everything is pretty much the same, and the levels are pretty long too.
Yeah, not a ton of like variety and movesets and stuff, but like again, it's a solid. It's like a workhorse kind of beat 'em up to me. Maybe I just don't appreciate the nuances of the genre, but it seems totally fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think these are standard. What we got here?
Oh, okay.
I like this guy. Oh,
He's gone.
it was a tease. He teased,
Teased us.
It was a boss tease.
We call that foreshadowing.
Yeah. Oh, I keep hitting you.
See? It's easy to do.
I'm so glad. Yeah.
We are hitting a bit of slowdown here.
Yeah, I know. I see that too. I think the too many enemies are on screen. Their classic Super Nintendo lag.
Yep.
It doesn't seem to me like it's the connection.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Yeah. Oh no. Why do I keep staying down?
Oh boy.
I don't really understand. I think we get eight lives, which is pretty generous. 8 lives each per continue.
I think it's 4 lives per continue.
Oh.
The little faces above you represent your super meter.
Yes. Oh. Oh, I didn't know that.
Each enemy you kill adds 1, and it builds up. And the 10s above you, the faces represent 10 of them, obviously. So.
Oh, we're down to 0 continues.
Yep, this is it. These lives are all we have to go on.
2 and 4. So I'm probably going to die before you.
I wouldn't be so sure of that. I'm pretty sure I gobbled up 3 of those 5 continues at least.
Yes, you did. I do play beat 'em ups a lot. For some reason, these old beat 'em ups. So this is kind of like, this is where I feel good at.
Yeah, definitely not my genre. So I'm taking hits I definitely shouldn't be taking. Sloppy play is what we call it.
It's okay. I mean, we'll let it go this time. Oh my God.
Hopefully not so poor that you don't invite me back someday.
Well, we went over our legal questions. Yeah, you get that. That no one listened to. I don't have anyone to vouch for me. So if you want to join in the lawsuit with Captain Algebra and Waves and Games, I don't think anyone listened to it.
Well, you know what?
Oh,
It's on them.
okay.
So how many guests you got lined up for this bad boy? Sounds like you got one cleared for next month. Does the roster go deeper than that?
Well, they don't know. They don't know it yet.
Oh.
Well, they might. I think I do have. Yeah, I have someone scheduled for next month, and I kind of have someone. We've talked just briefly about it. He might not know it, but our old buddy, Rob King Octavius, in January.
Oh, that'd be.
So I think it's far enough away that, hey, you reach out to somebody probably by next week, they'll say, yeah, I could do early January or mid January after the first of the year. Here we go. Iceman. Oh,
all right, Buckaroo. Let's
yeah.
ease it up with the spinny kicks. That's a great guest you got right there.
I know. So are you? So
right.
what are you for Indie Quest? I know generally sometimes you have guests on, sometimes you don't. What is the format? Is it mostly just you guys talking about the games, or do you think? Because I've listened to a handful of episodes, and the majority that I've listened to, you don't have guests on.
Yeah, guests are kind of like a rare treat for us. We have a big list of folks, familiar names that we'd all like to bring on at some point. And it is nice to mix it in sometimes with, someone who can be like a specialist for a certain game or a certain genre, but we don't have guests on too much because I don't want the show to feel like guests are like expect a new guest every week, right? We have a lot of different types of episodes between like our typical episodes, our deep dives on one particular game, our OST episodes. And so if you have too many different types of episodes and you pepper them in too often, it's like there's no cohesiveness, there's no consistency to it. So we bring them on as that makes sense
Mm-hmm.
and have some fun. But yeah, I would say generally you can expect not to have a guest on if you listen to just a random episode. Although that said, I don't know if I'm going to give
Yep.
away who, but
Okay.
we have one coming soon, and I'll just say there was someone that were hanging in the chat today.
Captain Drachman, welcome in. Cap's here. Cap had a busy day. We did it.
Oh,
Stage 5.
I'm always happy
We're
with Cap.
actually in the last stage, which is pretty good.
Oh, I'm pretty proud of us. You know,
I am
if
too.
this is just the last boss.
I mean, that's the second to last boss.
Go us.
But as it goes, we hit the last area with limited lives and continues.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. It's just it met up just exactly correct. That makes any sense. It lined up perfectly. How do you like this other character?
I like that he's a little faster.
Yeah.
I usually like to play the weaker, faster characters in games. You know, like higher combo chip damage type characters. So this guy's more my speed.
Yes, this guy, the big guy, definitely. The physics feel correct. He does lumber around.
And he's strong, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other guy, much faster. But that's probably how I was doing so well at the beginning. Just because I was using this guy. This guy's much
Could
slower.
be, yeah. He's a harder target to hit, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy is.
It's cool that you, I guess, in a way, that you can choose the same character.
That is. I just kind of assumed that you couldn't.
Yeah.
Without testing the theory, I just believed it to be true.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. So, when are you gonna have filming another Polykill soon? Or have you?
We are recording another one tomorrow evening.
Look at you, mover and a shaker.
Gotta keep the people happy, you know? What would I do if I didn't have something into your feed by next week to enjoy?
Wow.
I just want to make Mullet happy, all right? That's my goal in life.
Yeah, that'd be great. I know it's been a little while, right? Just because of your travels.
It's been a month since I've been on, so you know, pardon the maybe slightly rough episode as I get my feet back under me, but I'm looking forward to it. I've actually played surprisingly little games this month, so it might be a little bit of a lighter episode, at least from my perspective. You know, the trip I didn't do a ton of gaming on, obviously, just on those long plane rides, and then since I've come back, I've been working on really one longer game, like an RPG I've been playing, so my resume is a little light during this time span, but we'll still have fun. You know,
well, speaking of RPGs, I think this is a great discussion right now, and since he's here, but Captain, you, and I, we played through Dragon Quest VIII over the summer, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's true.
I really like that.
That was a
game
great
lot.
time. Yeah, every year I've been with Drachma, I've been playing through a Dragon Quest, and hopefully you'll stick with us for future Dragon Quest summers, because
I was thinking about the 7, the one that's coming out. Have you played that one?
Oh, that remake. Yeah, we're gonna have to decide what next one is. We've got a couple that are lined up for potential candidates. I think we got a 3 remake that came out, a 7 remake on the way. 1 and 2 just got remakes, and there's several that we haven't played together yet, like 9. So Lots of options. And at some point, in theory, we're going to get a Dragon Quest 11. We got like a teaser trailer for that game. Or, sorry, Dragon Quest 12. We got like a teaser trailer for that game freaking, what, 5 years ago or something? It's a long time ago. Longer than that? I don't know where that game went.
Now, yeah, I definitely will be joining you next summer as well. But here's the thing. I mean, I love Dragon Quest games for many different reasons, but one of the main reasons is just because they're so long. And people will say, "Oh, you know, we hate that. We hate long games like that. We hate, you know, if you really want to play the game well, you know, 60 plus 80 hours." And a lot of those games are like that.
I love that. That's especially during the summer. That's why I love a Dragon Quest game in the summer. It's like feels like a hangout with your buds. It's a summer hangout game, right? You chip away at it slowly over the course of the summer, a couple hours here, a couple hours there, and you know, as the season's winding down, you've knocked another great game out. And I think that the length of a Dragon Quest is a feature, not a bug, right? Like you want time to marinate in those worlds and with those characters. You know, the systems are simple, but there's a lot to appreciate as you spend more time with those systems and with those people. So I just love Dragon Quest so much. I just think it's an all-timer series. For years and years and years, you know, the great question, the big debate, Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest. I was always like, it's easily Final Fantasy, no doubt in my mind. These days I'm like, I don't know, man. When Final Fantasy hits, it hits hard, but like Dragon Quest never misses. Like it's just there for you. It's so stable. Drachma phrases it perfectly. It says, "Once I get past the 10-hour mark, I'm on cruise control.
I'm game
and then
over.
I'm sad to see it go." Oh no, it's just me.
Yeah.
Back in here.
Oh man.
Wow, the game really speeds up when it's just me. The frame rate like doubles.
Jeez. Wow. I didn't expect this. Well,
this guy's like off screen. Can I get you to come hang out?
So
it's not fair. His legs are longer than mine.
It's the Blink show right now because I'm done. This is what happens.
We'll do what we can. Well, now let me ask you to what Drachma said. Do you feel that when you finish a long RPG that you've been putting a lot of time into, do you get sad?
Yes.
Because when those credits roll, man, dude, I do. Because sometimes I'm damn near choked up. Like it's sad to say goodbye.
Because we were, yeah. I mean, it really was an adventure, and they do make it feel like that. They do make it feel, especially 8. Like, man, I felt like I was on an adventure. I felt like it was on a journey, right? You know, and I played it pretty much every day for about 6 weeks. But I did really get into it. I think I had.
That's a lot.
I think we shared our stats on the server, the thread, and I thought, you know, I definitely had, you know, all these battles and spent a lot of time playing it. But boss rush again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Godspeed to me, I'll tell you that right now. Not optimistic about my chances here. Oh, not when I'm getting roundhoused in the back. It's just a lot of baddies coming at me all at once here.
Yeah, it seems like I figured that this game would be much easier with 2 people, and it was to a degree. And then I had to mix up my character, and I got the wrong character. Probably, if I understood that you could do that. Let me read through this. Now I have the instructions up. I printed this off, so I might as well look at something here. I'm gonna just put it in the recycling after I'm done. Like, why'd you do this? But it was fun. You know, it was a whole event.
Put that printer paper and ink to use.
Yeah.
Only briefly.
Well, let's see where you the hideout. At last, the hideout, heart of Street King's corrupt empire. But if you look at it, they said that it's a corrupt empire, but it seemed like these people, if you look at it, they were still in. These guys are major bad news. They beat up on old ladies. They steal lunch money from kids. My sister can't even
What?
ride the bus to school anymore. So all these people that were fighting, this gang, these violent people, they're stealing lunch money. This is kind of what we're.
Oh my god.
This is the whole point of this.
They're deserving the roundhouse kicks they're getting. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I mean, come on, man. I mean,
Oh, there she is. Slasher
it?
took me down.
What happens?
That's the money right there.
Is that it? Oh,
Oh,
let's see. Get
we
back.
both get to put our name in.
What do I
Maybe
do?
get 3 letters only.
How about this? B L I. Oh, LHC Greg knows about this game. Mull. How about Blink Mull? Okay.
I like it.
Oh, wait. You can type in your
Oh,
thing.
I have one too. All
What
right,
is this?
you did
I'm all confused. I don't know.
Blimol. I'm gonna do Molbly.
All right. Okay, exit. Oh, well, what do we have here? Blink. I came in second. I win. I beat you. You came in fourth.
Wow, that's no good.
No.
You hate to see it.
LHC Greg says Nelson's the better character. Enemies can just break out of Jack's combo. Greg, I appreciate it, but I don't think we even really understood the combos or anything like that. I guess it's not terribly difficult. I think you just run up to them and press a button. But I don't think we didn't do the deep dive of the things, but maybe for another time. So, all right, man. Well, that's gonna do it. I think we did it. I think we're done.
Well,
you're free.
Thanks for having me on,
go.
buddy, and playing a game with me.
Yeah, we didn't.
Huh.
We didn't quite do it, but I think we did. I'm proud of us. I think we did a really good job.
I think we did pretty good. If I was pulling my weight, I think we could have gone the distance.
Yeah. So let's just say Grandma will get you this for Christmas. Are you throwing it back at Grandma? Are you saying, well, thanks, Grandma. I wanted Super Mario Kart, but this is fine. Or are you saying, wow, this is the next best game in my collection. I'm going to love this for the rest of my life.
I think this is the kind of game where when she gives it to me, I would, in the moment, have had to fake gratitude.
Okay.
I wouldn't be upset. But obviously, I wanted Yoshi's Island. I wanted Super Metroid. I wanted Final Fantasy 3. So I'm a little disappointed that she just got this game that I'd never really heard of in a genre I don't play a ton of. So I would have feigned gratitude in the moment. But of course, I would have popped it in when I got home. And it wouldn't have blown me away. But it would have become a perfectly reasonable game in my library to pop on from time to time. So it ultimately would have worked out to being a fine gift.
I would have to go with right there with you. I think I would be a little disappointed, and just like you, I would have feigned a smile. But I don't even know if I would play it much. I think I would pop it in and not get too far. It's like, I don't like this, as a kid, and then just put it on the shelf and just not think about it again, really. And that's sad to say because Grandma, she went out and she got this for me. But I wouldn't be upset and I wouldn't be, overly happy about this, but I would be neutral about it, and it'd be good to play once in a while, I guess.
Yeah, it would get played about once a year, I
Yeah.
think. Not too much more than that. We all in our childhood collections had the staples that we played all the times, and then you do have those games, the bottom couple, where you're just not in the mood for anything else that you own, and you're like, you know what, I'll give this one a shot, and maybe you don't get too far into it, but you pop it in and you play it just a little bit. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Well, that that solves that. But
Yeah.
the cover is hilarious. Blink, thanks again for stopping by. This was a lot of fun. Definitely, we'll do it again in the future. I'll give you some time. I won't put you on another podcast. Don't do that. We'll. This is my thing. I'm the only one. So there you go. You have that going on for
I
you.
love it.
So, but anyway, thanks
Love
again.
it.
Have a great rest of your evening. I guess you're going to be playing a game. Or are you going to bed?
Oh, I'm off to bed. Yeah, it's my bedtime,
yes,
so this works out
yeah. We
perfectly.
did some Leafs today, so I'll let you go to bed. I'm gonna wrap up here, but I appreciate it. Thanks again, and catch you on the flip side. Go do an outro.
Yeah. Pete.